Hey friends, I really don't know if I should be saying this, because I'm scaring people, and I don't mean to scare anyone. Just a sec here. But I'm afraid if I don't say this now, I need to say this now, because if I don't, I won't. And I think some people might need to hear it. Oh, this is really uncomfortable. But if I don't say it, I'll just keep thinking about it for another 37 years. So, here's what's up. Sorry. Some of you know me. I call myself Zacer Say. We'll get to that eventually. My parents named me Jason Michael Ebel. I looked it up right before we recorded this. It's interesting. I don't believe in a whole lot of... I believe in a lot of things. I'm very cautious of the Western appropriation of indigenous mysticism and spirituality, for what that's worth. I think that explains me pretty good as far as that goes. So I never got into astrology. My grandfather was sort of a mystic, and some people would say I have a long family history of mental illness, depending on who you believe and what you believe. Fair enough. But all right, here goes. almost uncomfortable. I'm almost comfortable. I know I look weird, but I promise there's a reason for everything. So, as I said, I don't think anybody's gonna watch this even, but my name is Zacer Say. My parents named me Jason Michael Ebel when I was born. And I'm fucking sick of scaring people. I spent most of my summer, I came out of a real bad depression because my, between COVID and 45, Captain Pumpkinhead, and some other more personal shit in my life, my social networks really fell to shit because people didn't know who I was. And the truth is, I've always been too afraid to let anybody know, because I was afraid of getting hurt. And it's kind of when the switch flipped. I told myself that if I wanted to be who I think I'm supposed to be, I needed to quit being afraid of what those people thought, and really just try and be as much myself as I could. If you're familiar with neurodivergent stuff, unmasking would be a good term. If you are familiar with the queer community, coming out of the closet might be another term. But the point is, God, what's the fucking point anyway, right? The point is, I'm scaring people, and I'm really fucking sick of people not being able to trust me. Alright, here goes. Deep dive. The history of me. You want to get to know me? You might have read my friend agreements online. You might have seen me playing my silly games, trying to encourage people to be themselves and not be afraid like I am. So, yeah. Growing up, I got called every damn name in the book. Got called fat, fucking, faggot, retard. Even got called the N-word a couple times by my own family. They're not racist. They love me. They would die to prevent anything from racist happening, they've said. But they still thought it was okay to call me that. And I didn't realize how much hate could be behind that word until I got older. So it's just whatever. But the point is I didn't have many friends growing up. I was in gifted and talented programs, could read like a motherfucker, but I also got called slow a lot, and just really always wanted friends. And sorry, I ramble. This is a ramble. Welcome to my ramble, where I'm telling you too much information about who the fuck I am in the hopes that maybe this helps somebody else be less afraid or protect themselves or not be afraid of me. I grew up in Midwest Wisconsin. I feel like I had a pretty normal family for this time and age and place. My parents definitely really tried. They had me when they were super young. They had me when they were 16. And they still graduated high school. And even though they didn't get along with their family helped them get through it. And here I am. And we grew up Catholic. And I remember going to church and Sunday school type thing. It was on Wednesdays, called CCD. You hear all about Jesus telling everybody to love each other and be good to each other, and hanging out with the prostitutes and the tax collectors and all the bad kids. And God, and they told us that we were kind of just waiting around for the third coming of Jesus, and it could be anybody, anywhere. I remember praying that I could be that I could love so strong that I could save the whole fucking world. I remember in church praying. If you're not familiar, there's like this part at the end where like the priest goes, and we pray for blah blah blah, and we pray for Maggie, who's been a loyal parishioner and her husband's going through the cancer, or so and so had this happen, and then there'd be like some other little bits. And I remember praying for the end of homosexuality. Of course, I repeated the words right along because I was this big, and that's what you do. And now most of the people I love are fucking queer, and I think most of them love me more than some of my flesh and blood family, to be honest. And they'd be really hurt if they heard that. Don't worry, if you think you love me, I believe you do. Remember praying for the end of abortion, and that was way before I realized the reason a person might want an abortion is because they weren't fucking ready. They didn't have money or a way to take care of a kid, or the mental age capacity. I didn't realize that maybe the reason somebody wanted a fucking abortion is because the member of their family raped them. And sorry, side tangent. Woo! So where am I going with this? I don't fucking know. I don't want people to be afraid of me anymore. So anyway, the fucking point is, not being yourself. Masking. Yeah. Man, I want to be like fucking Jesus. I wanted to be that all-American kid, and just want to be a really good kid. And sometimes, no matter how hard you try, it just feels like you're never fucking good enough. Just never fucking good enough. Why don't you have any common sense? Why don't you just know? Maybe it's because no one ever told me. Maybe it's because when you did try and tell me, you yelled and I got scared and that shit just went right out the fucking window. And so sometimes it's scary to try and be yourself because no matter what you do, it's never fucking good enough. And if you ever feel like that, I totally feel you. I do. It's always your fault, right? It's always your fucking fault. It doesn't have anything to do with the world or the systems we live under. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Try harder. Just do your best. And sometimes your best is never good enough. Ramble. And, sorry, I'm breathing a lot because, when my therapist told me, when I had a massive depressive anxiety meltdown a couple years ago when I thought everything was awful, and, I fucking hated it when my therapist gave me grounding techniques, but, like, we just gotta keep practicing, and now I'm fucking breathing funny all the goddamn time, and people are like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. This is how I make sure I'm okay right now. And I usually have music going too. So, you know, a lot of the time growing up, I didn't have friends, and then, music always kind of saved me. Lots of things save me when everything feels like the worst. I never wanted to like actually hurt myself or kill myself, but I just felt like such a fuck up and so lonely and like such a goddamn freak. I didn't want to live a lot of the time. And then sometimes, you know, all you need to do is hear a bird chirp or see a sunrise or sunset or look at the moon or have a stranger smile at you and let you know they see you. But even when I didn't have any other friends, I have this thing called Karma Radio, and I'm not trying to appropriate karma, but that's what I called it as a 12-year-old. And it's just sometimes during the best or the worst situations, the right song always comes on, and you just hear like a message, and it feels like they put that message there just for you. And the reality is they probably did it for them or for somebody else they loved, but it transfers. It's that whole telephone game of human culture of, this is my situation, and do you see me? And that whole back and forth of, I see you, do you see me? This is my reality. And so music is really important to me because sometimes, a lot of times, that was the only friend I had. And I always thought when I grew up, I would become a famous singer because I love to sing, and I would save the world with peace and love and all sorts of good shit. And the band name, the most badass band, I love Zeppelin and the Beatles and Jimmy and Janis and all that. Back then, the oldie station was 50s and 60s and 70s classic rock with like Motown and a bunch of other stuff in there. But I loved that, and I thought the most epic rock band of all time would be called the Electric Sex. And I forgot where that phrase, to me, I always held on to it as, it popped in my head one day as when I was trying to think of the coolest name ever. And I was like, that's how music makes you feel, man. Like, I definitely was such a good kid. I didn't drink or do any drugs or have sex and anything until I was like 21, because I wanted to be a good kid. But then, of course, everyone already thought I was on drugs because I was weird. So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to have a drink. Fuck it. Whatever. But turns out, I remember this. came across again fucking came from a fucking Christmas Story with the fucking goddamn leg lamp. Ooh, not that badass sounding anymore. But if my name scares you, they used to say it's just the electric sex backwards, and I took it as an adult as a reminder to be my own hero. Even if I can't be a famous rock and roll star and save the world, it was a reminder to try and do the best I could every single day and not give up on my dream. And, fuck, why am I saying? Because I'm sick of people afraid of me. Oh, fuck. Fuck! Ah! Yeah, God, 15 minutes. Jesus Christ, nobody's gonna watch this shit. Probably won't even post it. But, yeah. This is just me being super, 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 super fucking real with you that, goddamn car noises. Oh, yeah. I live with my parents. I'm 37. I have a kid. I live with my parents, and they don't really want me there. So I'm actually sitting in my car filming this in the cemetery up the street from my house because it feels safer than accidentally waking up my parents because our house is creaky and sound travels. And the point is trying to be as real as I can with people. And yet, somehow, even though I'm just a nerd who wanted friends and I've been through some shit and I don't want anyone to ever feel that way because it sucked and I hate it and I didn't want to live, somehow I'm still scaring people, even though my whole mission is I give myself titles like Zacer say. I'm the Underground Atlas. When I was in college, I came up with this title of the Transglobal Ambassador of Love. I wanted to be a master communicator and be able to translate. When they ask icebreakers at work and shit, and the question's like, well, if you could have any superpower, what would your superpower be? And I was like, man, I want to be a master communicator. I want, how like people like get in fights over stupid shit when they're trying to say the same thing. And my superpower would be, could still happen, you never know, that I could take whatever anybody was saying and translate it so the other person could hear what they were trying to say. Because words are hard. Speaking other people's languages is even harder. And we're all speaking our own language to some extent, right? So, yeah, I just want to be a good thing. I'm so sick of feeling I'm a bad thing or a monster, because I've been a monster. Not like the worst kind of monster. Don't worry. But like, I've definitely been the bad guy in more than one story. Mostly out of ignorance. Mostly just because kind of where it came from and I didn't know the right words. But I try really hard to learn the good words. Learn how to communicate well. And I know these days I walk around looking like a giant red flag because of my unmasking game. But what's the point? The point is I should warn you. You need to protect yourself out there. It's scary. Nobody fucking trusts anybody because we're all divided by some fucking propaganda bullshit. Because it's like the Musketeers, man. All for one, one for all. United we stand, divided we fall type shit. And I don't know if you haven't read the books yet. I could tell you what books to read, or you can look on my social media. I'm just posting all sorts of different opinions and voices and shit, because that's how I trained my brain to. This is awkward me talking because I've been listening for so many years, trying not to make an ass out of myself. And the more you listen, the more the different ideas and perspectives connect. And the more you know, the less you know. But also, lost my train of thought again. Oh yeah, protect yourself. I made a post the other day about not trying to, how did I word it? Sometimes I word things really well, sometimes not so much. Basically the idea of like not being afraid of being your version of crazy, because ultimately if you try and be yourself right now, especially like in America, at least from what I can see, if you try and be yourself, people are gonna think you're fucking crazy. And the more you try and be like a good person, Jesus, watch out for everybody, don't judge people, the more they're gonna judge you. You know, if you go around hanging out with prostitutes and drug addicts and all the scary kids your parents warned you about, even though ironically, a lot of the people, when I go to a lot of music, and you go to the music, and a lot of those people your parents told you to be afraid of are actually like, they're just fucking adorable nerds who found each other. And they might look scary, but like some of the wokest, dopest shit ever is in fucking goth or metal or whatever scares conservative Christian people. Like, those are some of the most Christian messages out there of acceptance and love. And the irony is just flabbergasting. Just fucking ridiculous. And yeah, so I had an art professor once. I'd get so frustrated because they always like gave assignments, and I was like, I don't want to do it like that. I want to do it like this. And they're like, well, you got to learn the rules so you know when you can break them. And it took me a long time to learn the rules, because fuck rules. Like, rules are for, you know who rules are for. Guidelines. Guidelines for health and safety. That's what's up. That's what we should be focusing on. Stop fucking listening to people who don't give a fuck about you. I wish I was being more concise. I've spent a long time practicing being concise. Saying things in the shortest amount possible. It's hard. It's really hard. You have to use good words, and I feel like I'm boring. Maybe I won't put this out. Maybe I'll just come back to it later and try and be more concise. But also, I kind of like the idea of being super real. You know, like with all the fake fucking people out there, and some of them, they just don't even realize they are. They're just afraid to be real, because when they were trying to be real, they got hurt real bad. That's kind of a point too, is yeah, protect yourself. Be as real as you can with the people who see you. Those are your fucking people. They're out there looking for you. I found some this year where like, whoa, holy shit, you don't think I'm crazy? And I told them what I'm telling you now, and they don't think I'm crazy. And that was wild, because I think some of those people actually are just so much kinder and sweeter and loving to me than people I've known my whole life. I lost a lot of people the last couple of years, or thought I was going to lose a couple people the last couple of years, and we'll see. Once I love somebody, I kind of love them forever, even if they treat me really bad. It's like nobody's fault, really. There's no fucking bad guy. Like, everybody could be God or the devil. It's just a choice. And when it comes to trauma and the socio-economic, political bubble, neighborhood, whatever the fuck you want to call it, you came from, there's like a lot of shit in there. And like when people talk about like decolonizing for like collective liberation and get called commies and anarchists and shit, like a lot of that is just about acknowledging that like it's really hard to fucking know anything. Like, you think you know things, but then the more you learn, the more you travel, the more you listen, the more you talk to other kinds of people, you realize there's a lot more going out there than you ever could imagine. Like, do you understand quantum blah 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 mechanics or economics blah blah blah? Maybe you do. But my magic, my intelligence is mostly from reading books as a kid, listening to way too much music, and sort of some sort of emotional intelligence from interacting with people and listening. That's my strength. That's how I do what I do. Is I have my little spiel about. I'm not going to tell you the whole thing, but the short version, I'll explain it if you're curious. Is the simplest way to take all the messages I hear is that love is all and we are God, and it's hypothetical. Don't burn me. I'm not trying to be a heretic. There's so many fucking layers and people telling you who to be and how to think and everything. And right now, historically, the powers that be try to kill people who talk about peace and love and being good to each other and stuff. So I've been scared a long time. I'm never gonna kill myself. I don't do drugs in general that you're gonna OD on. If any weird shit happens to me, be careful. That's what I'm saying. Fucking be careful. All of our phones are listening to us all the time, locations. Don't say shit on the internet you wouldn't say to a cop's face. If you're doing something high risk, maybe leave your phone at home. Figure out some other way. Learn maps or compasses or something. It's fucking scary out there right now, bro. Fucking powers that be are always looking for the next coming of the Messiah so they can shoot him in the forehead. Shouldn't have said that out loud. Oh, don't put me on the list. I'm probably already on the list because I'm crazy. Oh, yeah, let's wrap it up here at 27 minutes. I just want to share the hardest lesson I learned. That's why I'm sick of people being afraid of me. Because we live in a world where you can't fucking trust anybody. It doesn't matter how good I try to be. It doesn't matter how good of words I use. And it doesn't fucking matter if I'm trying to be the embodiment of Jesus fucking Christ and love itself. There are people who are going to be afraid of me. You're going to want to hurt me. And even if they're beautiful, the most beautiful fucking person you've ever met in your whole life, and you love each other in a way you've never experienced before, there are people like that who just aren't going to be able to trust you. It's not your fault. It's nothing personal. But we've all been through so fucking much and been hurt and used and abused. And the thing is, the manipulators and the predators, they know how to use words better than you or I probably ever will. And they're fucking everywhere, and they don't even always know it. Recently watched an online conversation where somebody debated over the word narcissist, and the thing is, we're all fucking traumatized in one way or another just because of this fucking hellscape we're living in. The world is beautiful. The world is so... oh my God, it's so beautiful. But right now, the way things are, I know they didn't mean to. They just got confused because somebody else was talking shit in their ear. And sometimes you're supposed to believe when people tell you that kind of shit, so I can't really be upset with anybody, you know? But it sucks. It sucks when you're trying so hard to be good and somebody just fucking smears your name all over town. And maybe you know what that's like. Maybe don't. Okay, I'm definitely over my time limit. I don't even know if I can post this anymore. So, hold on. This whole thing has been upside down because I have my fucking charger attached to my goddamn steering wheel because it was... Hey kids, thanks for sticking around, talking to a crazy person. If this isn't appropriate, I don't know what is. Dear friends, I'm not sure how to end this. Dear friends, my name is Zacer Say. I love you very much. I hope that in this madness out there, you have the courage to be as much yourself as you can, safely, stably, joyfully, because right now we need all the good people we can get. So stick around. We need you. If you're thinking about bailing, and all the shiniest people are the ones who just can't hack it, you know, because they make you feel like a fucking monster, like you don't belong. But I'm gonna beg you to stick around, because we need you. And I want you to know, therapists are always like, you're not alone. Well, the truth is, as much as I hated that fucking cliche, you're not alone, because a lot of us feel like that in today's world. A lot of us feel fucking alone. And my mission this summer is to go find the other cool kids, because if I wanted to find them, surely somebody's out there looking for me. And so go be yourself. Go have as much fun as you can. Get into some good trouble. Try not to hurt anyone. You know, self-defense by all means necessary. But just go have some fucking fun and be good to each other. And if you can do that, your people are going to find you. You're going to be a goddamn beacon. And it's the quickest, easiest, most effective way I know to change things. Is just for everybody to just fucking cut it with the bullshit and be real about what we want. And I know what I want and what I think most other people want. It's just to be safe, happy, and healthy, and get their basic needs met. And they want that for their friends, the people they love too. And realizing that damn near everybody else in the world wants that too. And realizing that that could be you over there in any of the countries that we're fucking terrorizing right now. That could be you in that position. And I know some of you don't like the word privilege, but that's what we're talking about. I know you don't like the word woke, but you should really just fucking look up what it really means instead of believing scare tactics. Just being fucking aware of what's happening in the world and the systems that keep us all down. Not saying anybody needs to do a violent revolution. I think love is the revolution, and maybe it's not going to be televised, but that's because it's always been happening. Every time you're fucking kind to a stranger, every time you make your kids lunch, every time you try to be a good person, even if it's just nodding and smiling at a stranger in the street, that's the fucking revolution, man. That's it. And it's hard for me to cry in front of people, even though I know it's okay, because I grew up hearing that crying is performative, or they thought I was just trying to get out of trouble. And we're gonna get there someday. I believe in me, and I believe in you so fucking much. I believe in our innate, instinctual need to cooperate as social creatures. And whatever all this is, you can say, I grew up religious, so like they talk about us being God's children, or we're part of God, or God is a part of us. Whatever all this shit is, we're in it together. And God don't make ugly. And if there is no God, and I can talk to you on this magic computer device all the way across the world, that's an even bigger miracle. And all we want is to be okay. So spread your message the best you can. Take care of your people. Fucking love you. I love you so much, and that sounds fucking crazy, but pretty sure I'm one of the most sane people I know. So, hold on. It's a mirror. All right. Peace. Love you. Be good. Be safe. Take care of each other.